And welcome back to Tallinn, Estonia for the first EuroTour of the season. 4 players remaining, and in our first semi-final we have Daniel Maciol from Poland and José Alberto Delgado from Spain.
Daniel Maciol on the leg.
They are playing 9-ball with the 9 on the spot, a race to 9, alternating the breaks, and a 3-point kitchen rule. The referee for this match is Nicola Peso, EPBF referee. Daniel Maciol, who beat Niels Vijen 9-5 in the quarterfinals. And José Alberto Delgado beat Sebastian Batkowski 9-7. So Daniel won the leg, will be breaking off in the first rack, making 2 balls on the break, and does have at least a view on the 2 ball, but I don't really fancy him shooting the 2 ball from here.
Time. Extension.
There's only one big difference between both of the players, is that Daniel Maciol has been in a EuroTour semi-final before. Oh, a nice shot. Quite risky, knowing that if he wouldn't make it, the 2 ball would probably be hanging over the bucket. But he played with confidence, knew he was going to make it. So like I was saying, so the biggest difference is that Maciol has already played in the EuroTour semi-final, and that Delgado has not played a semi-final before. His best result was a quarter-final, I believe. Which could be a big difference, could also not be a big difference. It really depends on how Delgado will adjust to the situation. Maybe he feels very relaxed under it, and is he only focused on winning the tournament and doesn't really care about previous results. Some other players, they really get nervous by it, feeling that they can do something they've never done before. So 2-rail position to the 8. Yeah, Maciol really earned himself this first track by playing that bank. There was key shot also. So opening his account, Daniel Maciol. Also a shot clock is in fact. So there's a big difference compared to the other matches we've had on the stream. And also for the players. Delgado, who will be breaking next, has been practicing quite a lot with David Alcaide and Francisco Sanchez Ruiz. I do recall them telling me that he moved to the same city to be able to practice in their academy, or they have a small spot, I believe, with 2 tables. And he's been stepping up his game as well, putting in the hours, and well, it's showing. Of course, there's quite a lot of good players from Spain, so there's always good competition. So It's a good opportunity to grow as well. Let's see how he does on the break. Rack number 2. Very nice break. 3 balls on the break, so did not need any more balls in the kitchen. I think he's just a little unlucky with what he's got on the 2 ball after. Nice cue ball control as well. So we'll have to play safe on this 2 ball. Could cut the 2 ball directly to the top short rail and try to get behind the 9. Could also, and I do like this, bank the 2 ball 2 rails, hopefully get behind the 5 ball and try to get cover behind the 9 or the 7. Yeah, I do like what he's played. Just because if he gets that 2 ball nearby the 5, this will be blocking a couple angles to kick over, a couple rails. So like you can see, Daniel chose to get his jump cue out. Quite aggressive, could still kick 2 rails over the top long rail in this view. Now he's playing a possible carom on the 3 or possible jump bank on the 2 ball. Got the double kiss and has left an opportunity. I believe that 2 ball goes past the 8. The biggest question is how to get to that 3 ball.
Time.
Little bump on the 3 ball. A little bit lucky, but I mean the difference between going in between the 3 and the 5 or bumping the 3 ball was small. Played it with a decent speed. So jacked up, trying to kill the cue ball. Now back to the center of the table to cut the 7 in and go 2 rails towards the 8. He did not really put some inside in there. I was expecting him to play that with some inside and get to the center of the table. I think he's just okay. Can still draw to where he is now and take a longer 8. Did play with the devil there. Could have hooked himself behind the 9. Low right. To get to the other side of the 9 ball. Was expecting him to play a longer stroke. Came up a little bit short on the 9, so this one could be tricky. But it goes in. 1 each. Yeah, played a good safety shot on the 2 ball after the break. But I'm definitely a bigger fan of Delgado's break than Maciol break. But this is of course judging after seeing them both break once. So maybe Maciol can step it up, but Delgado's spread looked better. cue ball looked less wild. And, well, he's made 3 balls on the break. This is probably most likely going to be 2 the next time he breaks, but consistency is important. Let's see what Maciol can do on the break. I would say maybe hit it a little bit thicker, or maybe hit it a little bit smoother. Not so choppy. He knows. Two balls on the break. 3 balls on the break. And did he end up with a cut on the 2 ball? Well, it's quite aggressive, the cut. I don't like it that much. He could be playing a bank shot and play the cue ball 2 rails. In case you don't make it, the cue ball will stay behind the 8-9.
Time.
If you make it, you get on the 4. The cut, I think the cue ball is going to be too wild. Difficult to get shape. He might be looking at holding the cue ball. Can he kill the cue ball enough? Oh, nicely done. Found the window to the short side of the 4. Nice opener. So then 1 rail out, center of the table. Something that happens quite often in 9-ball, especially on the last couple balls. Just make sure you get to the center of the table. Most of the time it's enough. Most of the time it's a natural angle to get to the next shot. Got a little straighter again, but could go 2 rails forward, could go with draw, could stun still, 2 rails. I like this one the most. Was just wondering if he had enough angle. This one you always run towards your next shot, and he did end up nicely on the 8. So, break a run by Daniel Maciol. So, Delgado ready to break the balls in the 4th rack. Let's see if he can break similar like his last break. Of course, he did not get any shape after, but there's not really that much you can do about that. Sometimes you can, but I believe in his first break, I don't think there's much more he could do. Yeah, did catch the break a lot thinner than last break. And I also feel this one was wilder as well. See, cue ball going under the 2nd diamond. That's why most of the balls stayed low. The wing ball was not there. And, well, the 1 ball could have still went, but it would have been illegal. Let's see how Maciol is gonna get to the 2 ball. Straight would be bad news. I think he's nicely on the 2 ball here. Forward, can go off the short rail. Back close to the center of the table is fine. Needs another good shot here. I think he's got a nice angle on the 4 to go to the bottom side of the 5. Just a little tricky because he is crossing his positional area, so sometimes you will run a little bit too far or a little bit too short. But he's striking the ball well. He's feeling the table. He's already played on this table earlier today, so might recognize the speed and how the rails are giving any spin or speed as well. It's to real center of the table. So a scratch on the break by Delgado means the early lead for Daniel Maciol. He's up 3-1. I think most of the people would say Maciol is the favorite in this match. I do think they're close to the same experience. It's just that Maciol has been playing a couple times in semifinals, finals of big major events. I believe he played in Puerto Rico, one of the Pro Billiards Series events. He got to the final, I think. Maciol is an experience Delgado did not have yet. But like I mentioned before, some players, they don't really care about those statistics that much. I'm sure Delgado is in his chair and knowing that if he plays a good set, he can beat this young man. Again, a little bit thin on the break. Made the wing ball almost 6, and I think he's hooked on the 1. See if you look at the cue ball, little hops, just to the second diamond. But I think that's what he's going for in general. Jump cue is out.
Extension.
Is he going to jump the 1 ball and stop the cue ball right there? Or is he going to draw and try to get closer to the 2 ball? Yeah, he was trying to draw the cue ball back, which makes the shot itself maybe 40% tougher. Requires so much from your technique and also timing in the shot. Very tough to do. So opener for Delgado, can play 2 rails around the 4-9. Could also draw like this, 1 rail back out. under hit the cue ball a bit there. Yeah, needs a recovery shot and also needs to think about where he wants to be on the 4-9
Die.
or around the 4-9. If he can beat the scratch in the side, if he can end up with a similar, no, not a similar angle on the 3 ball. I think I would go low right and hopefully get a small angle to go to the short side of the 4. Okay, nice recovery. A little bit straight on the 3, but there might be a carom on the 9. So if he stops the cue ball here, then with left spin could throw the 9 ball in. To get the early win, Jose Alberto Delgado. There it is, 3-2. And he will be breaking, so at least broke Maciol back and now has a chance to level the score. It was an aggressive choice to jump the 1 and draw back from Maciol. On the other side, if he makes it and he gets on the 2, he probably runs out and he was up 4-1. So there's always ifs. I'm sure he chose a calculated risk. It just didn't happen for him. Delgado to break. 6th rack. Again, really thin and needs that 2 ball to get to the kitchen line.
Illegal break.
Yeah, I don't think it got there, so illegal break, only making 1 ball because we are using a 3-point rule, meaning that every ball you make on the break, you have to get 1 less in the kitchen. So usually it's 3 in the kitchen. Now he needed 2 in the kitchen. 2 ball just ended a little bit short. It's all because he's hitting the break so thin. So nice opener for Maciol. Combination on the 7. Nicely controlled as well. Good control on the 3 ball. Now a little bit further than center table. He's going 2 rails.
Extension.
If you play this 2 rails, there's quite some chance that you get straight on the 4 ball. So I'm thinking about, yeah, just a little bit shorter, center of the table, maybe a little bit further. He chose to go to the bottom of the 4. Now he's going to stun the cue ball behind the side, right there. It's also tricky in speed. If he gets straight on the 5 ball, it's great. If he runs a little bit far, could get difficult. But he's done a great job there. Two rails forward. Surprised he put himself so straight on the 6. Should be fine. Could still stun over as well. But yeah, 2 rails is a little bit more comfortable stroke. So stop shot on the 8. Or if he has a small angle, he could follow for the 9 in the side. Was able to stop the cue ball. So 4-2. Both players basically gifting their own racks back and forth. I think so far it's just a matter of who figures out the break or gets the break more consistent. If you find the break more consistent, then they are going to make quite some runouts because they haven't been missing balls. Or I think Maciol missed 1 jump. We've played 6 racks. Would like to see a little thicker contact on the 1. Cue ball a little bit higher. Yeah, maybe pretty much high. But still he's made 2 balls. Good response of the rack. Put quite some spin on the cue ball. A lot of draw. But in this case it worked. It's at least rewarding. And he has a chance to break a run at 4-2, which could be huge. 2 rail shape towards the 4 ball. Needs to make sure he gets at least where he is now, maybe a little bit higher. In general, I like to stay away from the angle where you can run towards the 9 and maybe bump the 9. That's why you use that extra rail. I think he can still stun the cue ball towards the long rail and back out. If he has a straighter angle, you might have to stop the cue ball or maybe a little bit of draw to get closer, but cannot get a lot straighter on the 7. He doesn't really need to. He could cross over for the 8 in the side pocket, for example, if he has too much angle on the 7. So I do like, could play inside 3 rails for the 8 in the side. Could also play top right. Could also play low right, long rail, long rail. You gotta feel comfortable with this. Some players, they don't really like to play this kind of shot just because there is a scratch. A nice run out from Maciol. Good break at the right time. 5-2. The other semi-final. Coming up after this semi-final, we have also from Poland, Radoslav Babica against young upcoming German pool prodigy Felix Vogel. I believe it's also the first time for Felix to get to the semi-finals at the EuroTour, and then he's quite young. I believe he's like 16. So quite the achievement at such a young age. Looking forward to see him play after this match. Yeah, again, such a thin contact on the break. By the time the corner ball, the wing ball, is close to that corner, there's a couple other balls. Look at the 5 ball. 2 ball just kicked it away because the 5 is too slow. Yeah. I was expecting more after that great break from Delgado in the first rack. Or his first break, excuse me. Still turned out to be safe, so push out by Maciol. He's gonna push the 3 ball to the short rail. Delgado could cut the 1 ball into the short rail, then into the 4, and bring the cue ball 3 rails, possibly 4 behind the 3. If he doesn't get it behind the 3, could also get it behind the 6, 5, 9. Just has to find the way to not leak the 1 ball. I think I do like this shot. Surprised Delgado doesn't like it, but maybe he's being a little bit more conservative. Oh, and I think Maciol is going to bank this 1 ball. That would be quite aggressive as well. He knew that the 9-5-6 was going to come to the rescue if he didn't make the bank. Yeah, it's just that as long as you don't really go all in on the bank, it's pretty decent result. Just wondering, can Jose still kick 1 rail and not scratch? I think he can. Because then I would play with top left and roll up on the 8. Oh, I like what he's done there. 2 rails and killing the cue ball behind the 8. Beautiful shot from Jose Alberto Delgado. Yeah, I think his only option is kicking 1 rail. I would kick with quite some speed. Just because if you catch the one, you'd like to create some distance. So a nice rewarding kick save from Delgado. It's just that the balls now, they turned out to be pretty scrappy. Can go 2 rails, find the window between the 6-8. And then from the 3 ball, play 2 rails towards the right long rail and take the cut on the 4 to drop back down for the 5 ball. Okay, he chose to play the other side. I just don't think the 3 ball. Sometimes you can still cheat the pocket and it goes in, but he will need to draw the cue ball as well, so needs to play the combination shot. Control on the 3 ball necessary as well. And he lost it a bit. Don't think that 3 ball is cuttable. Where Maciol is really making something happen. Delgado is just not getting there. Let's play good defense. Just left the kick and stick over the short rail. Could go 2 rails or 1 rail. Depends. Maybe if you don't feel the small window between the short rail and the 3, you might go 2 rails. Still pretty rewarding. He likes the 1 railer. Yeah, nice shot. Good return. Put himself in a winning position now. Delgado does have a jump bank on the 3. Yeah, you see, beautiful kick and stick, 1 rail. Play with high right. Stopping the cue ball right there, sending the 3 ball up table. Yeah, I would say bank the 3. Possible carom on the 4. Oh, caught it quite thin. Is there any luck? There is some luck for Delgado. Big roll. Attempt for a safety. Don't think he's got it. Was a difficult position for Maciol. I think he tried to bank the 3 into the 4 to at least hold the 3 ball there. So another chance for Delgado to win his own rack. He started this rack breaking. Oh, nice shot. Nice shot, Delgado. Just wondering, does he have some angle? And the 5 doesn't go in the bottom left or the bottom right. So he needs to get underneath the 5 ball. How is the speed? Well, he does have a shot on the 5, just wondering how much he gets hampered by the 9. Could go to the short side of the 6, so he doesn't have to power the shot. Yeah, nice shot. Good recovery again. So stop shot on the 7 and the stop shot on the 9 will be 5-3. Maciol breaking. But like I said before, they are sharing the racks according to the breaks. Maciol takes a lead and then a couple breaks are not going his way and the score evens out. Yeah, broke the same way. Just that one ball that hung up on him
Illegal break.
would have been legal if it hadn't, but still another visit for Delgado at the table. Of course, he's hooked on the 1. It is a legal break, so could choose to put Maciol back at the table. Seems like he did. He's looking to push to the short rail and bank the 1 ball 2 rails into a safe position. I think the first thing he looked at was his best chance. Unless if he puts Delgado straight,
Push out call.
and then Delgado will only look for making the 1 ball. Because there is a good safety here. You can nick the 1 and get behind the 9 or behind the 4. Don't have to attack. Makes no sense shooting because you won't get on the 2 ball.
Die. Shot bad.
Well, I am quite surprised he actually went for the 1 ball. And he got pretty lucky as well. Of course, there is a chance for Delgado to kick and make the 1 ball. But at this point in the rack, you actually don't want to make the 1. You don't have any future for the 2 ball.
Die. Extension. Extension.
Well, did not make the one, but well, he's found himself pretty lucky. Of course, he was trying to get the cue ball down table to play a safety on the 2 ball. Can't complain, Delgado.
Time.
2 rails. So now Alberto Delgado needs to find any option really on the 2 ball. I think the 2 does go to the corner where he's gonna make the 1. It does go to the top right corner in this view, but the shape is trickier. So maybe he can play 2-way. No, I think he's played it well. I think he's played it very well. If he has the 2 ball, it's a game winner right there. What a chance for Delgado to close the gap to only 1 game difference.
That's a good time. Excuse me, sir.
Something happening in the
30 seconds left.
arena.
Time on.
Pause the clock for a second. It's going forward, 1 rail, a little bit of inside. Yeah, and his execution has been very nice. Not shy to go for a long shot, not shy to play with any spin. But he's got too short on this 6-ball, and that's quite the mistake. He still is able to cut the 6. So we need a little bit more of that shot making I just told everybody about. Nice shot. Nice recovery. So still 5-4. Things did look tough, but he still made it at the end. Maciol will be breaking. No, it was not Maciol breaking, my mistake. So now it's Delgado breaking. Has a chance to level the score. He's made 3 balls on the break. Quite some distance with the 2 ball. The good news is if he makes a 2, comes with a big reward. Just needs top spin on this as well. Maybe a hair of left to stay away from the 9 ball. Oh, and he's missed the 2. Yeah, just every time when Delgado has the opportunity, has the chance to maybe level the score or make something happen in this match, something dull happens. Oh, he got quite far. He almost made it look like he was going to play the 4 on the side. Don't know why he tried to get that close to the 4 ball. So there is a cut on the 4. Just to take the risk, make the cut. If you touch the 9, it's okay. Hopefully you get something on the 6.
Time.
He drew his way out of that to go 3 rails. Does he get far enough on the 6 ball? From this view, you would say that he did get far enough.
Extension ball.
2 rails position for the 7, low right. And again, a low right along the long rail to end up quite straight on this 9 ball. Six-4, Maciol after that missed opportunity by Delgado. And Maciol is breaking. Yeah, maybe a little bit more experience in this phase of the match. First semi-final of a EuroTour for Delgado. And it looks like Maciol is handling it as usual, like any other match. Again, such a thin contact. Look at how low that cue ball goes. Maybe a diamond and a half. fortunate to still make a ball on the break. On the other side, or oh, that one ball does go. Oh, then he's very fortunate to make the 8. The 5 ball does go to the side, so this table is runnable. Oh, and he's missed it quite a bit. Maybe he did not have the full ball and had to play a little massé. So another chance for Delgado to make it close. Like I mentioned before, the 5 does go in the side pocket. So if he can end along the long rail on the 4, he could go 2 rails towards the 5 in the side. And after, all the hard work is done. So, is he playing? No, he's looking at... Or does the 5 still go to the corner pocket? That's what he's looking at. If it does go in the bottom left, of course, like to play that position. Center of the table. No, I'm just wondering, was he playing to... He looked like he was going to play the 5 in the corner pocket, and then now he's played this position. He's going to play the combination on the 9. Six-5 or 7-4 is a big swing.
Extension.
Probably stuns the cue ball up table in case he doesn't make the 9, but still has to make it. Oh, then it's there, so 6-5. Quite chaotic run out. Wasn't really sure where to go and then came too far. And like you see from that view, the 5 did go to the side. Chose to play the combination on the 9. Oh, and then again, 6-5 and Delgado breaking. Just wondering if he's going to be able to level the score at some point, because they are gifting each other wrecks most of the time. Nice combination on the 9 ball. Made it look easy. Was not a gimme. So let's see, 12th rack. Delgado up for the break. Oh. Oh, he's made the 1 on the break. But it's illegal. Not enough balls passing the kitchen line, the break box. So on the other side, he knew he hit it too thick and could have also scratched. So Is he going to cut the 2-ball in the corner, run into the 6? Yeah. Yeah, and the whole rack has opened up now. If you can get straight on the 4, could go 3 rails forward. Could go 1 rail in between the 7-9, but I always like to stay away from the balls. If you bump the 7 or the 9 once, things can get tricky. One rail around the 8, or is he going to go? No, I would say around the 8. No. This way could be tricky. If you go around the 8, you guarantee yourself a shot on the 6, but further. He's played a good speed. It's nicely on the 6 ball. If he gets to the center of the table on the 7. No, he chose the other angle, going forward. Yeah, and I've mentioned this earlier today, is that Maciol is extremely effective when the balls are spread so easy. You know, when he doesn't really have to move that much with the cue ball. I don't know why he's gone so far on this 8 ball. Still has a cut on the 8. It's tricky. Kind of sloppy to end up here. It's a good shot. Oh, he's made the 8. Another tester on the 9. Is there any nerves? Possibly. Oh, there is some nerves. He's missed the 9 and a chance for Delgado to level the score. It's a long one. It's a difficult one. On the other side, oh, he's looking at banking the 9.
Time. Extension.
I might like cutting the 9 ball. Guarantees distance. Doesn't matter, it's all in from here. Nowhere to hide. Oh, is it good? Is it good? No.
Do I have extension?
Yes.
And I believe he was trying to play it two-way. In case he didn't make the bank, the 9 ball would go up a little bit higher on the long rail and would leave a, well, I would not say impossible cut, but a very difficult cut. I just feel you have been given a great opportunity on the 9. Why not just go for it? So there it goes for Maciol, 7-5. Must be relieved
Delgado timeout.
to still win that rack, as Delgado is leaving the arena for a couple minutes. He's got a 5-minute timeout.
Maciol timeout.
And Maciol as well. So maybe both players feeling that they are slowly getting to the finish line, which adds pressure overall. Also, the women's EuroTour has started today. total of 55 women starting the event. Currently they are playing the qualification rounds later on today. The last 32 will be tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. local time. Pretty big field. Team Germany always present with the women EuroTour as well. Always comes up with a big team. Ivanovskaya, Vogelmann, Susengut, Filler. Same as the Polish. Zalewska, Zabek. Will be interesting to figure out who is going to win the Women's EuroTour tomorrow. But first, for today, we're going to finish the men's, obviously, in the semifinals here. With Maciol leading 7-5. And like I mentioned before, there have been so many moments where the score could have been tied. I believe it was at 4 each, 5 each, 6 each. And it just did not happen for Delgado. But still, he's overcome a big deficit during the whole match, so he could be doing it again from here. But it's Maciol breaking, so let's see what he can do. Can he get on the hill first? 3 balls. No shot on the 2 ball.
Done. Extension.
Difficult safety on the 2 ball. Yeah, tried to get behind the 5 ball, but I think he was trying too hard to get behind the 5 ball, as the 2 ball was never going to be in a safe position. So a chance for Delgado. Got the 2 ball. Can play pocket speed as well, so the pocket does play a little bigger. And if he goes 2 rails in around the center of the table, it's already fine. Doesn't really have to do much. Just make the shot. Yeah, and I feel he jabbed at it a little bit. If you look at the cue ball as well, he's missed it thick. And the cue ball has gone all the way to where he's straight on the 3 ball. I think it's the pressure. Nice shot from Maciol. Was tough being on the rail and forcing the cue ball out of there. And it's for sure going to the short side of the 5 ball. He's looking at it right now. Could go 2 rails on the 3. Could go 1 rail. Could go 3 rails also. Softly bump the 3rd rail. He played one. Oh, he's missed a 3 ball. I have no idea what's going on right now, but they were both playing quite a good set. And now at the end, it's like the engine is burned out a bit.
Time.
Extension.
Extension.
I think I would go into the side pocket and just follow the cue ball past the 7. He chooses to go to the corner with the spin. Nicely done. Not ideal on the 5 ball, but at this point it's going to give him a little confidence that he's made that shot and he's still in it. He could have been down 8-5. So now 2 rails back up, short rail, long rail for the 7 ball on the side. Top left spin. .50-yard line. Won't be able to get closer to the 9 ball, but I believe if he floats the 7 ball in, he does have a decent shot on the 9. To go back to a 1-game difference. Jose Alberto Delgado. 7-6 it is. And Delgado breaking, like I mentioned before. Slowly we are targeting the finish line, and that's for sure gonna give both of them a pressure scare. And this happens also in the game of pool, that sometimes you handle that moment very good and you don't feel the pressure that much, and sometimes it comes up and you just kind of have to fight it, kind of have to grind through that feeling. Yeah, super thin. It's breaking the ball super thin every time.
Legal break. Pass.
If you look, the cue ball goes to maybe a diamond and a half. It's a legal break, so no doubt Maciol is giving it back to Delgado.
Time.
Extension.
Extension.
Push up.
Push out call.
interesting push out he's just played. There is a 1 off the 3 to the corner and bring the cue ball back down 2 rails. If you don't make the 1 ball, pretty decent chance to get it back to the short rail. He's playing the left side of the 1. Is he trying to bang the 1 ball underneath the 4? Very speed sensitive. Very speed sensitive. Has left a shot on the 1. Even if he runs into the 4 ball, he still has a 2 ball on the side. That's what he looked at. So he's gambling a bit here. If he just barely misses the 4, he was still going to get on the 2 ball to the corner. But that's not the case. How is his angle on the 2 ball? Did he get straight to the side, or does he have something to work with? Needs to get the cue ball up table for the 3. Just enough. Is he going to run far enough? Yes, he does. So, yeah, and another problem on the table. That 4 ball does not go anymore. It's pushed the 4 in a locked up position, so could be another lifeline for Delgado. I'm surprised to see that Maciol is playing a safety on the 4 instead of trying to open up the 4, 1 rail or 2 rails, and if you don't hit the 5 or the 4, you can play a safety after. So you're gonna shoot the 4. Oh, the 4 did go. Well, this is not over yet. Especially from this angle, it looks like it doesn't go, but he looked pretty sure it does go, but he runs into the 9 and I think it's just fine.
Extension call.
One big shot. See, going 3 rails around. He's trying to go also around the 9. Could also go high on the 7 ball. Doesn't have to get all the way down. If he just gets past the side, he's gonna have a cut. Oh, nudge on the 9. Almost missed the 6 ball as well. Just barely dropped. Now as a left-hander, can he still reach for the cut? He has cut a ball in like this before. Wouldn't be surprised if he does it again. Yeah, good recovery. Maciol is going to be on the hill first, 8-6. Strong run out under the gun. Balls were laying really tough. And he's now breaking on the hill as well. Is he gonna get any shape after the break? He's made a ball on the break at least. And he does get shape on the 1. And if he can judge the bump on the 2, it might be over for Delgado. I think if he plays with a little bit of left, he's going to push the 2 ball down a little bit. Cue ball runs into the rail and stays. Then after, possibly from the 5 to the 6. Chose to play more speed. Just okay on the 2 ball. The 2 ball really could not go much further. So make sure after this match we're not done yet. We still have the other semi-final coming up right after between Radoslav Babica and young German superstar Felix Vogel. Will be a battle between 2 generations. Will be good to see. And of course, after the other semi-final, we do have the final still. So 2 more matches to go in this Tallinn Open Men's EuroTour. So like I mentioned before, this 5 ball to the 6 is his key shot. Top spin. Just past the side. Yeah, nicely done. Center of the table is okay. Could play top left, and if you bump the 9, it's still alright. Oh. He looked like he thought he missed the 6. I actually thought for a second as well. 6 ball turned outside a little bit more than he was trying to do. Now, is he going 2 rails for the 8 in the side or just play to the center? Center of the table. Yeah, 2 balls remaining for a 9-6 victory over Delgado. We could be having an all-Polish final later today. But for now we have 1 Polish player in the final. It's Daniel Maciol who beats Jose Alberto Delgado 9-6. So make sure to tune in. Right after this one we'll have Radoslav Babica and Felix Vogel. We'll see you then.
Da się tam jeszcze przebukować, czy co?
No, przebukować samolot.
Z tego z lotem, tak? No, 18:20.
Ja mam Lufthansa. Ja
A,
mam
a z której?
następny rano.
A, rano masz.
No, o 6, ale tak z posiadką. A z lotem jak jest?
No ale jak planował z tymi